Hello, everybody. It is Sunday night, just like happens every week. And on Sunday night, we get together to play another session of Like Clockwork, our actual play that takes place in the world of Caiaphas or Caius, the same world as the comic book Causer's Clockwork Circus, which we're working on getting out to everybody as quickly as we can from our successful Kickstarter. Before we get started, I would like to go around the horn and really quickly see what everyone else has got going on and things that you can do to see what they're doing. And we're going to start with Sin.
Salutations. Hello. I'm just vibing. I am still on the Cast Party mini-series doing Fables of Fandrea, and I am starting a new mini-series this Thursday playing a Possum Artificer on 5% chance with Mr. Kurtwise, Janders, Hello Operator, and then a couple other players.
You should drop your links in the Cool Nerdy Streams channel of Discord so we can see you.
I will. I don't know if anyone has TikTok, but I go like sensationally.me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and I've posted all my possum pics there so far.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm grinning because I have jokes.
Do it. Give me the jokes. Don't be a coward.
Let me take my headphones off.
They'll be on TikTok. No, they'll be on TikTok.
Okay.
Oh god, are you just gonna stitch my videos again with more puns?
Maybe something a little more in depth than that. But yes. Anyway, moving on then. Joey, you are all settled in your new apartment apparently, because there you are with green screen and everything.
Oh yeah, that's everything I moved. Me and my green screen. The apartment's set and it's ready.
Doesn't even have a computer, it's just his phone, he's just holding it in front of him.
Yep, I've taped it to the wall. It works perfectly. This is the accurate height. I don't have to untape it again. I just learned that Danny makes cool pun TikToks, so now I have something to look forward to when I go on TikTok next. And that's all there is to report. Yeah. My phone's taped to the wall. I have a green screen. I'm good to go.
Good to go. Not even sitting in a chair, he's just squatting.
Yes, just working on my quads.
In just a perfect squat, maintaining stability. Elizabeth, what's up?
Nothing much. I'm here every Sunday with you fine people. Every other Monday, I am on ESP D&D Twitch playing. I just forgot her name. Tara, that is her name. A Earth monk. And I am recording season 1 of Becoming Mighty and Morphin, a Power Rangers podcast with Panabon. And that's about it, I think.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely. All right, well, speaking of Panabon.
Hello, everyone. Also, Isabitz does a lot of our video editing at REM as well. If you watched a YouTube video, Isabitz has made it possible for you to see that YouTube video, and that is no small contribution in our world by any stretch. Isabitz is also amazing in Becoming Mighty and Morphin. So I have some news about that, by the way. You've been hearing me plug the Power Ranger TTRPG podcast for a while. It's going to be coming to Alternia Archives. And we have kind of a date for that. The person that does our podcast release for the Alternia Archives has informed me it'll be either the last week of December or the first week of January. Session 0 will come out for Becoming Mighty and Morphin. Because Essence 20 is not one of the big 3 D&D Shadowrun Savage Worlds, I'm trying to make it so this first season, of which hopefully there'll be more than one, is also kind of an introduction to Essence 20 and to the universe, as well as an introduction to the characters. I'm very excited about that. Other exciting things coming up with the Hocus Pocus 2 premiere on Disney Plus next week. Everything is Gay, Even the Straight Stuff, my pop culture podcast. Magnus and I dissected Hocus Pocus 1, which will be coming out this upcoming Tuesday. So if you want to prep for Hocus Pocus 2, you can hear my thoughts on Hocus Pocus 1, my pop culture podcast. Also, coming up next week, the video game that I've been working on for a year, my first gay visual novel, How Sweet It Is, which is kind of like a gay dating sim in the vein of Great British Baking Show, Great British Bake Off for all of us Americans. Is going to be coming out. The alpha demo is going to be available on itch for free or for a donation, and eventually will be a full game that you can buy. And it's exciting and nervous, but it's all about storytelling and getting more queer content out into the world. And I'm very excited and terrified to have the project going out. There's lots of cool stuff going on at REM. So if you want to hear more about Power Rangers or anything, please do join us in our Discord, especially if you want to be part of our Learn to Play program, which is something we're offering on a monthly basis. We do a character creation, and then a couple weeks later is an actual play with that character. It's not recorded or anything, but it's a great way to get you or your friends, if you've ever wanted to try D&D. I'm not running that. I just think it's really cool, so I'm plugging Learn to Play because it's one of the really cool things where more people can come to learn about tabletop gaming. So yeah, come join us in our Discord. We're super cool. Or we're super nerdy, if that's what you need.
They are the same thing.
And see.
Okay, well, that sounds wonderful. We are going to move over then on to Alex and see what's going on in Alex's world.
Hey guys, I'm just recovering from COVID, so yeah, apparently there's like an entire like season changed over while I was sick. Like I was like 90 degrees and then I came back into the world of living and it's like 50. So cool. I mean, I'm ready for it, but I like just like missed. I missed the end of the season. I don't know.
It happens sometimes. Sometimes for the worse. Well, anyway. But in this case, it is moving into fall, and I think people are about ready for that. Sarah, what is up with REM? How many Kickstarters are going concurrently?
2 right now. So we have remalternus.com/soap is in the last 3 days of the gelatinous cube soap Kickstarter. I'm very excited about it. It is soap, it is gelatinous, it is cubey, and it comes with a dice set inside, and the regular sized one, because you can get the regular 2" by 2" by 2", or you can get the 2.5" by 2.5" by 2.5". And it is double the weight, but if you go with the smaller one, it's the actual size for your battle map. So if you play at home and have minis and stuff, you can actually have your soap attack people, which is great. And then dice set inside. So yay!
Is there a digital?
What?
If we get to 6,500, I get my red one.
Yep.
We have some of the extra colors unlocked, but I want the red one because then it'll look like my Jello jigglers my grandma used to make. So let's get to 6,500.
Yeah,
we're like 6,460, so I can get my red.
Oh, we're at 6,460?
No, I want to get there so I can get my red because then I can be the one that shoves us.
Oh, that you want to put it. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're at like 6,250, so we're $250 away from the red one. So we've unlocked, so the green one was the regular, the blue one was the first stretch goal, the black pudding was the third, and the fourth is the red, and then there's going to be a purple one too, which I'm very excited about. So what was that, John?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Ava really wants the like black pudding one after it, so like Ava's going full for the 7,000.
Black pudding is already done. It's the purple one that's coming after. Black pudding
the
is
royal,
happening.
The royal.
Yeah, princess pudding.
The royal gelatinous cube.
So I'm very excited about it. And then we also have really cool is we had the cool opportunity to do the Catalyst Game Labs official Shadowrun Edge Zone upgradable card game Kickstarter, and that's still got another week to go. And we're at $75,000, which is super cool. We just unlocked another stretch goal. So that's been really cool. And then we're relaunching Nocturne by Night, which is the villain supplement to the Blood and Justice superhero setting of Prowlers and Paragons. So that's coming October 11th. So I'm very excited for that one too. Lots of cool stuff coming. We are also recording Shadowrun's audiobooks now, and I have 7 booked with a possible 2 more, and 2 of those 7 are trilogies, which is really cool. So lots of content coming, lots of cool stuff. I'm very pleased about the overlay tonight because it looks like John and I, as our gnomes, are very short, and I'm very pleased about it. It's amusing me quite a bit. So that's my happy place today.
Everyone else is just too tall. We're not short. It's just everyone else just feels like they have to be tall, and that's, it's whatever.
It's just a issue that a lot of people have, and
Yeah, sorry. Danny, how are you?
Yeah, what are you doing, Danny, other than drinking from an invisible glass?
I am ready. I am ready because I have my streaming milk.
Potion of imaginary glass.
Yeah, that Joey introduced us to the concept of having a streaming milk before streaming. It's an important part of every streamer's prep time. Apparently, I didn't know this, but learning a lot from Joey here. But other than that, doing okay. I took about a week off of TikTok to just kind of, after the Kickstarter and everything, I just wanted to kind of breathe a little bit. And then today I'm getting back on to taking care of stuff, or rather this weekend I was. So I have the script out to the letterer so the letterer can actually put in the really cool lettering in the book. Of course, we have the alt cover. And we're moving forward with everything. So good to go there, and ready to get into our stream, Sunday night stream, which has been a bear because apparently I decided that there is going to be some sort of like fighting tournament at during this part of the story, and then of course I had to actually go through and like create martial arts and create a pool of fighters that are going to be here, and just a whole bunch of other things.
You get to fight a pool. Perunyia gets to fight a whole swimming pool. How cool!
It's a gelatinous cube. That's what it is.
Yes. Yeah. And
like a lovely gazebo. You must fight the gazebo alone. No one can help you.
Sounds like a lot of work, Danny.
There may be a gazebo involved. And I actually had to make a bracket, and it just. Anyway.
Well, if it's easier, we can just not do it. We can just go somewhere else.
I know. I was gonna say, I'd feel bad, except for the fact that like you
throw Panabon down a well or something like that.
You literally bullied Perunyia and Panabon into getting into this fight. So
no. If you watch the one shot, Panabon did it to themselves. Nobody else is to blame for Panabon's life choices. This is all on Panabon.
Panabon, we're like this close to breaking up.
It's true. We're never getting back together.
Never, ever, ever.
Anyways, let's see what the fallout is. I'm excited to get home.
Let us see what the fallout is. Let's get into this game session. It's about that time. Welcome back, everybody. So, when we last left off, we were on the train heading north. Had gone past Trelepia, the capital of Edavund, and moved on into the country of Maelved, which is the capital city of Maelved is Castinid, and that's actually the center of government for all of the United Kingdoms of Ireland. And on this journey, after discovering that Lex was not fully a dragonborn, and then having a conversation with Nugatza Senato, Shaelune decided to call a meeting, come to
Mailford? It's the only one I can think of.
Come to Nipoe, come to
Nipoe. Come to Nipoe. I like that.
A come to Nipoe meeting with everybody to discuss what Shaelune kind of expected out of everything, given the stakes as she saw them. And everybody listened, and everybody nodded. And some people said, I understand. And some people said, I agree. And some people quietly walked out. And we pick up now as the train is continuing on its journey. It is nearing the evening time of the 12th day of Tukum.
I would also like to point out that Shay and Rogelio got some bonding time in.
That is true. Did I end up sending you the message I meant to send you?
No.
It wasn't anything crazy. But
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it was just something quick. Yeah, I hadn't. That's okay. I can fix that.
I'm
easy
frightened.
Enough. No, it's just kind of what you picked up talking to Rogelio and going through like the abilities that Rogelio has.
Gotcha.
So
I sent them some.
Yeah, Joey sent me a list of spells that we would have talked about too. And we haven't gotten a chance yet, but we were going to do like a little recorded session of that conversation to do as side content. Maybe we'll post it to the Patreon. Join our Patreon.
Yeah. All right. That's I just sent. It's just a single one sentence message that I meant to write, and then I promptly forgot about because executive dysfunction. Yay! All right. So moving on. As we are getting into the night and nearing the city, what, if anything, is anybody wanting to do before arrival?
Build my legs. Prototype number 1.
How would you do this?
So I had grabbed some parts before we left Gialaludi, and then working with Nugatza's research and Nugatza's, I had drawn up the schematics and stuff, and then gotten feedback from Nugatza, and now I'll invite Rogelio to advise, like, how are your legs put together? Let me compare.
Okay. And then would be doing this in
my suite.
All right. It's not the most conducive place for doing engineering and work of that nature, but it is a place where you can work on it. Anyone else?
So at the end of last episode, I had a bit of a tantrum. I was not in a good place mentally or emotionally after being dressed down in a semi-public arena amongst all the people. And I had thrown my Senato Nugatsu chapter presidency card I've had with me since I had joined the fan club, essentially, back in the days before Panabon was Panabon. And so, having received that again, not knowing who it's from, not recognize, I assume I didn't recognize the handwriting.
No.
Okay. So that has given me a lot to think about, and I now also find myself in my own room for the first time since I left Calacune. This is maybe the first time I've ever actually had extended alone time where I'm not on a mission doing something. It's actually very strange now to be alone. But as I'm wont to do, I don't like my fingers always move when I'm thinking. Like I'm not speaking out loud, but my fingers are always moving because they get very twitchy when they're not stealing things or relocating them or stabbing something. And I have my deck of playing cards, and as I'm working on it, as I'm trying to think about this message and what it could mean that this is somehow a tool, I'm coming to a couple of different conclusions, which may change based upon what happens in the fighting arena that Shaelune doesn't know about, and it's probably going to make her angrier further. Probably at me, even though, I'm not really the one that made this happen. That she knows of.
I have plenty of anger for everyone, okay?
So much anger. So something interesting that happens is as I'm handling these cards in my fingers, I've spent more time with the gloves, so my fingers are actually a lot stronger than they have been in a while. And when I'm going back and forth with these cards in my hand, at a certain point, I kind of notice that they're moving quickly enough that the middle card looks like it's floating in space between the two. And I'm just kind of like thinking about that and kind of noticing this new thing, that like just that my fingers are becoming more nimble and stronger because I've been doing more stabbing and more trickstery things and trying to figure out what makes my membership in the Senato fan club a tool. Is Senato a god? Is going to be my first line of question / reasoning. Because I don't know any better. It's possible.
Who knows?
But I am in my room uncharacteristically, unless someone actually comes to my door. I'm not actually seeking anyone out. So maybe I'll want a vacation from Panabon. Who knows? But Panabon is cloistering themselves away for a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. Anything with Perunyia or?
Yeah. So Perunyia noticed that Panabon looked like they needed to be alone because I opened the door and they did not see me or acknowledge me and looked to be really involved in some kind of card deck. So Perunyia shut the door and would probably go to one of the luggage carts to work out. So if she found Lex or Rogelio Jr., she would recruit them to be a sparring partner or somebody to give her motivation while she does lots of push-ups and sit-ups because Perunyia's an outgoing person. She likes being around people. Even when they're not working out, she likes to have a workout buddy.
Lex would probably work out with you.
Love it.
She likes to have someone watching her work out.
No.
So Lex, would you turn into like Shaelune for the purposes of the workout, or would you still be Lex? Or
me? I would be a smaller Perunyia.
That's hilarious. It's like a mirror.
Listen, you are the biggest barrier to your success.
I love it so much.
Wow. Okay. So some time spent working out and the like. And then what about Drew?
Drew is gonna, at the end of last episode, she went to her room and she made notes of everything that Shaelune said, like all of the people like Flimgesu and all of that. So she made notes of everything that she could remember, and she made like little notes by it, like find out who this person is, find out where they are, things like that. And then she kind of carefully tore it out and put it in the secret compartment in her loot case. And she's just going to kind of hang out in her room, writing in her journal for the night.
Okay. Sounds good. As the night wears on, let me get from Shaelune with advantage just an Arcana check.
For you, Danny? Sure.
Oh, it's for you, really.
With advantage? Damn it, I forgot to roll it with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage. Okay. You work deep into the night, probably later than you meant to, as kind of happens when you kind of get into something and you're just really working through it. For everybody, the train, as it's moving, you feel like it must be sometime during the night that the train's going to arrive. As the sun was setting, you could see the mountains to the east kind of just not so much rising as much as you're just getting closer to them. For those who remember their geography, this is actually the same sort of line of mountains that actually travels from the southern edge of Vaishan up its eastern coast and then kind of continues up and through Einaland. And you know that Castinid is up in those mountains. And so when you realize how late it is, Shaelune, you're actually thinking, you're kind of surprised that you hadn't arrived yet, thinking you would have got there by then. But you've done a lot of work on these legs. As far as you can tell, they articulate properly. The question in the test is going to be whether or not you can power them. And with the power, is it going to be enough to get them to sort of work to the extent that you want them to? Unfortunately, it is quite late. Testing them may require another opportunity to kind of pull them out. Unless you're wanting to run them around the train.
No, I
in
think
the wee hours.
At this point, since I got one part of the project done and the next phase is testing, this is a good stopping point. So she'll kind of pack them up to in the suite and then take a rest. Fall asleep with their book on her.
All right. As all of you sleep through the night, the sun rises the next morning, and you can see that you are fully in the mountains. The train is winding along a track that hugs the mountainside, going through and in between mountains. So on either side of the train, you could see the mountains kind of rising up. There is an announcement on the intercom that there will be an arrival at the station probably around 11 o'clock or so. And with that, everyone has like time for breakfast to get everything set.
I knock on Perunya's door in the morning after the announcement, assuming Perunya's now awake because of the announcement.
In the same room, Panabon?
You're actually staying with Lex.
Yeah, you're next door
at this point.
Oh, well then I am in the room with Lex. Continue.
So I knock on the door, assuming that you're now awake.
I am now.
Hey, good morning. So thought/question, if you would like to go get coffee.
Yes, sure. Love
Yes.
coffee.
Wonderful. Yes. Well, better coffee than here, but this is the coffee we got, so this is the coffee we're going to have. After the meeting, which is how I will be referring to it in the future, how are we going to get you to a fighting arena without getting sparkle darted by Shaelune?
So I'm not gonna lie, I have a really vague sense of remembering what actually was said. I might have zoned out like during the whole thing and was definitely not shadowboxing in my head like the whole time.
I mean, you were the
So-
only one that didn't get yelled at and eviscerated because
Oh,
Miss
good job, me. That's great.
Miss High and Mighty had you stand at the door and then basically berated all of us for not being perfect children, including me, which I had
To be fair,
so
to be fair, we did all make her really mad. We did all lie to her. Lex is still in this bed.
Lex, all of us.
Lex is gonna look at you from his bed. Are you not technically lying to her right now?
That's different.
Anywho, yeah. So basically, we all got. I'm happy you were shadow boxing in your head because I have many thoughts about the things that were said to me. But so, moving on from that, the next point of order is we're going to be pulling into the station about 11. I don't know what the assumption is for what Shaylin's going to do, but I think because I don't know exactly when you need to be checked in, but I want to make sure that I don't get sparkle darted because I don't want to get sparkle darted. And I feel like we're right on that line where we were last time when Shaelune and I were fighting, where I nearly was burst into flames. I believe the term is self-immolated or immolated. You weren't there for that. But suffice it to say, I nearly died, and I don't want to do that again. And so I think we should figure out what we're going to say or do, or if we're going to send Shaelune out on an errand or have like Senato distract her because apparently they're BFF for life now. Not that I'm bitter about it. So like we should figure out what we want to do here.
To be fair, Panabon, she doesn't like pay a lot of attention to me, and it's gonna be late at night when the actual fights happen, which means it'll be past her bedtime. So like, will she even notice? I'm not doing it under my own name.
Well, apparently she'll notice because apparently whenever I go anywhere off without the rest of the group, like it's a big crisis. So apparently it's a whole thing. So unless it's just you going and none of us are going, it's just you, like I guess it wouldn't be a problem then, but do you really want to go into a den of vipers on your own? I mean, you're good, but you really want to go on your own to this fabulous
Okay, that's the perfect idea. I'll say that I'm babysitting you. You come with me and actually babysit me. Bam! She thinks we're off together. We're all covered.
I like that plan. I mean, she's already mad at me. Like, yeah, nothing I'm gonna do to change her mind. So, yeah, she doesn't have to be mad at both of us. She likes you, so.
Well, what's not to like?
It's true. You are very endearing.
Yeah, we'll be in there and out of there. It'll be real quick, and we'll get our money, and then she won't be mad when we bring home money. So that'll work.
I mean, the other question is she need to know how much we're bringing in? Like, do you want to set aside like half your winnings just for you in case you need it?
You're the finance guru. I don't know about these things.
Well, no, it's like, do you have a go bag for if you need to like go on the lam on your own for some reason? Like, do you have your own stash of like money for you?
Well, like no, but I've left without money before. I know how to earn money. I'd be okay.
Yeah, but
much.
I mean, I know, but do you want to is the question. I mean, if you have the means to put a little aside for yourself, because if this is all really bonus money, I mean, if she doesn't know how much is going to be in it, like say we'd be like, here's half, and then I put away half that's just for you, or you can like put it somewhere where you can get to it, and like you have something just for you.
Let's focus on winning the money first, then we'll worry about that mess.
Okay, sure. But you're going to win. And I don't think they'll murder me if you don't win, but like you're doing the thing, so I guess whatever imaginary debt they think I owe them is now paid. So
Yeah, we'll be in and out of there real quick. Maybe we should have a story that we're visiting friends here. Do you have friends here? Can you say that you have friends here? Yeah, that's a good idea.
yeah, I can totally have I can make some friends here. Like people tend to like me, kind of. I
So
mean,
then
they don't
we'll
really
go
get
visit your friends, and
Yeah.
I'll be accompanying you to make sure no
Yeah.
shenanigans go down, and we'll be fine.
I would say no air quotes around the word friends because then she'll think I'm visiting
Oh, you
the
don't think
guild.
I should? You don't think I
Air
should be
quotes.
like? Oh.
Yeah, because I mean, I probably do have guild business here, but it's more like I think the guild needs to hear from me. The whole centralized guild system in this country is weird in my mind. I've heard some rumors and I don't like it. I don't care for it at all. Stifles the imagination. That's a whole nother topic. First, you're going to win all your matches, and hopefully that won't put you on their radar. That's my only like nervousness about you winning is like you being on their radar as a great fighter. Because if they think you're an asset they can buy, that would make me nervous, but that's all up to you. This is, this is who you are and you love doing it. So, it's your art. That and a flaming sword. I do love your flaming sword.
Yeah, I get it.
But also coffee. Well,
We will go to the car with the coffee.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We would invite Lex to join us if he wanted to.
Yes.
How open does Panabon seem to Lex coming? He seems very angry. They seem very angry.
I'm angry at Shaelune. I was not in the train car while you were getting sparkle darted, so unless you have told me what happened, I don't. I think
I told you and Drew. I told you and Drew after I was sparkle darted, like right after last week.
Oh, okay. I must have been shadowboxing in my head then. But no, I'm not. My question was, are you working for Old Flemmy? And you said no, and so I'm not going to worry about it. And I have my own reasons for not worrying about it. So as long as you're not, working for Flemmy, I'm good. And if you're working for Flemmy and you're lying to me and I find out, I'm not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be alone in case Shaelune comes.
I mean, that's very valid.
Like, I like her, but I don't want me to accidentally do something else where I get sparkle darted too.
I mean, you get used to the feeling, at least, yeah, you get used to the feeling.
I'd rather not get used to the feeling, to be honest.
It's true. But, it is what it is. Such is life. I will slip a note under Drew's door to see if they want to join, but I don't know if they're awake. So I will not knock on their door. I will just use my fabulous sleight of hand skills to slide a note under their door. And then I'm going to go have awful coffee in the train car and maybe a sad breakfast roast beef sandwich.
Lex is going to have a tea.
Drew would be awake. How long would it take her to notice there's a note under her door?
I don't imagine it would take long at all. It would be under your passive perception to notice the note being slid under your door. So
I don't know where my passive perception is.
but it's under it. Even if your passive perception was 10, it would be under it.
Fine. Drew will take a few moments to make sure all of her personal effects are tucked away where nobody can. And then she'll go join them.
Okay. As you're up there getting coffee, the train kind of curves around a mountain, and the on the right hand side of the train, it just kind of the vista opens up, and you can see in the distance the city of Castinid.
I often need to see the city. I'm going to pay for that, but I don't care. It's great.
Yeah. So goodness. The city is it's massive. Even from a distance, you can see how large the city is. It is bigger. It is much bigger than Gilaludi. It is far bigger than Mirakudashta. It's even bigger than Flanopafel. For Shaelune, you have seen bigger cities than this, but this particular city, and you've been through Castinid before. You traveled through Castinid on your way to Palakun. And the city is a sprawling sort of Victorian style city with very tall buildings. Like if townhouses were, like if a Victorian townhouse was set up to be like pseudo skyscraper size, that's sort of the style and look of many of the buildings as it goes near the center. There is not a lot of pollution. Almost every major city in Ireland and in many of the cities in the northern hemisphere, there is some sort of industry in all of the cities, and there's at least some amount of pollution. And Castinid's skies are fairly clear, and this bright light just kind of shines in on the city and just makes it seem like a very bright and shining and clean city from afar. You can make out there that the city butts up against a cliff's edge on the western side of the city as you're looking at it. And you note there's a lot of activity there as several airships are docked along that side of the city. There are other airships that are flying over the city itself. There are many that appear to be docked, if you will, against other buildings. Relative to the air traffic over Gilaludi and especially over like Mirakudashta, there's so much more air traffic here. And it just kind of fills you with a sense of wonder at the size of it and the scope of this city. And the train is just kind of moving along the track closer and closer.
When I finally wake up, I try to sleep through the announcement because I was up so late. But as like I can feel the train slowing, I'll get up and prepare my satchel to take with me. And as I look at Minya, I actually remember something, and I'm gonna go see if Lex is in his room.
Okay. As you walk out, it's probably about half an hour before the train is going to finally set to arrive. Lex is not in his room. In fact, from the sounds of it, nobody is present here.
I'll check the dining car because like if they're not in their rooms, they seem to be where the food is. That's what I have noticed. So I'm gonna go check that.
Okay, so you head to where the food is, and there you do find the lot of them sitting and just sort of.
So Drew, are there any good songs about kind of the mountains or about kind of the mountainous region of Castinid? Any good songs you could think of?
I know there's one or two, but I'm not really familiar with Castinid. I've been here a couple of times, but I normally just kind of go through. I don't really, if I stop, I don't stop very long. I know more of the folk songs about like the farmlands because that's where I'm from.
I hope they have good gnome bread here. I'm yearning for some gnome bread. Not a lot of good gnome bread in the South.
as I walk in, I'll go, morning, everyone. Lex, there's something I forgot to tell you, and now that I know you a little better, I and in faith keeping from what we talked about last night, I go quiet for just like a second, and Minya will scurry out of my bag and across the table to you.
I put my hand up to pet Minya, but the way you do with the horse, where you hold your hand and you let them come the rest of the way.
Minya kind of looks back at me, and I nod at her, and she actually like skips the pet and just scurries up your arm and onto your shoulder.
Oh, hello. Okay, so you did see the thing.
I've seen quite a bit of Minya. Yes, Minya is one of my best friends, and she's been with us through all of this.
You were I wasn't the only one keeping things.
It's true, but I as I said last night, I have some trust issues, and I'm gonna do my best to let them go with you guys.
Well, I appreciate it. Can I ask how you got Minya?
Well, Minya is short for, and I see the words that I can't remember. It's short for something that means little fighter. In I think in Gnomish. But she was hurt, and she was actually gonna die. So my professor and I did a spell to move her awareness, her life force, into an object. So her body passed, but she lived. And then we found out as we traveled together that the object she was in, it was this like metal ball that could spin and roll and bounce and stuff. But it got damaged, and I realized when I called her back to me, she could be in this form. And so she, if something happens to her, she returns to the Shadow Fae, but I can call her back.
I have questions, but I don't know how to word them, mostly because I don't know a lot about magic. But when I remember them, I would like to ask them.
Of course. I feel like it's really awkward at the table, like as that subject ends, everyone else just uncomfortably is sitting there.
Lex is gonna try and give some of his tea to Minya. I don't know what Minya eats.
I don't really know what Minya eats either. Minya fends for Minya's self.
But Minya is your best friend. You just told me this.
By now, months together, I would know, but I mean, Danny, I could make something up, but if you have something.
Minya doesn't really eat that you notice. Maybe Minya eats when they're away and not like called out to be with you. It's unknown. Lex, you do have an idea of what they eat.
Okay.
And it's generally like nuts and berries for the most part. Sometimes insects if they can catch them.
Can I try and give jam to Minya since I don't have berries?
I mean, you do. If you can try, you are free to try and feed Minya. And if you do try, Minya happily accepts the offering and just starts kind of lapping up at the jam, presumably on the end of the spoon.
Jam packet. No, I just opened the little jam packet.
Just squeezing a little out as like
Like a little hamster feeder is what it is. It's like a little hamster water thing, but with jam.
yeah. Minya seems pretty pleased about that.
Okay. I sit there drinking my tea and petting Minya.
Did
Everyone else
everybody
just kind of looks and stares.
Did everybody else sleep well?
Why, yes, thank you. What about yourself?
Oh, it was a late night, but I slept in this morning, so
That sounds nice.
Oh yeah, me too. It was great.
I'd like to just make a note I'm not there.
her fingers twitch, like she wants to reach in her satchel for her book, but she's trying to be engaging, and it's very hard for her.
Right about that time, there is the whistling of the train sounds, and then there's a voice over the PA that announces that the arrival in Castinid is imminent. Please return to your rooms and prepare yourselves for disembarkation.
So, does anybody have any fun plans for Castinid?
Go ahead.
I was gonna see if anyone needed help with anything.
I actually could probably use some help arranging my pack. If you would like to assist in that, would be good.
Yeah. Now?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, get it done. I have to put my go bag back into my regular bag because I made a go bag in case the train left me in the small town, which has happened once or twice to me. It shouldn't happen to me that much. Yeah.
I was gonna do some shopping for see if there's any magic items in town. As research has been continuing, and we have the winnings that Perunyia made at the last stop.
Oh, from the fight.
Yeah.
Do you need help carrying the stuff?
You're welcome to come shopping with me if you want. But if Panabon needs your help, if they're happening at the same time, of course.
I assume that
I'll come with you and carry packages,
landed.
I guess.
Yeah. It's all very doable.
Great. I'll start a list, and she feels much more comfortable getting her book out of her bag.
Has anyone seen Rogelio since last night?
They were up late with me. We talked about magic and the prototype I'm building.
Okay. So are they in your room?
No. They left, I think. I kind of am trying to remember when Rogelio left, and I feel like it's one of those, like, I got so into it that he was like, I'm gonna go now, and I just never noticed.
Just oops.
That sounds right.
And everyone being asleep already by then, Rogelio probably didn't want to wake anybody going into the room. So where did Rogelio go?
Rogelio wanted to go to the back of the train where his original cast and everything was, that he was like in the storage area where people first found him. If I went back there, is that box still there, or did they dump that?
It is not there because, yeah, they would have taken it out and then no reason to load it back on. So no box.
Okay. I just want to go back there and kind of relax back there. It's like a sentimental place, and knowing that we're going to come up to a new place and this train's going to leave and we're not going to see it again. I just kind of want to hang out back there. Take in the space because I'm not going to see it again.
Absolutely.
And then when we land at the place, I'll walk up to the front and try to find people. But that's where I want to hang out.
Okay. Meanwhile, back up where everyone is going, where did Rogelio go?
My child is very self-sufficient. They'll be fine. Yeah, so I do want to go and get packed, but more importantly and expressly, the reason that I'm asking Lex to help me pack is that as we're coming into Castinid, I'm realizing that I don't really know about because I know about the Inquisition, because that's a thing that's everywhere. It's very unsettling for many reasons. But there's also kind of a resistance thing here. And so I feel like if there's any information that I need as a member of a guild that is kind of like an underground thing, like what's any information Lex can offer about what's going on with the resistance would be good to have in the back pocket, especially if we're out shopping in a public area. If Lex will tell me, that kind of thing, obviously. Which I just thought of like 5 minutes ago, so I should have said something last night if I had thought about it, but I just am now thinking about it quite literally as I'm saying it.
So while are we packing now?
Unless anyone else have anything? I'm sorry, I feel like I'm very railroady tonight, so.
I'll go find Rogelio. Perunyia leaves the awkward table.
Drew says that she is going back to her room to freshen up before they get off the train, and she also leaves the awkward table.
So I'm the only one left at the awkward table.
But you have your book.
I've got my book.
Minya's there.
I've got my Minya.
licking jam off of like the fur around around her mouth, his mouth.
Oh my god, so cute.
Just stay here.
I mean, do you mean what is the stuff like in Castinid?
Yeah, so just because my approach to the Inquisition is antagonistic at best, and every time I say Hail Milfroon, there's a sarcasm to it. And like, I don't want that misinterpreted as a love for Milfroon. I mean, I don't hate Milfroon. I just hate the thing that the people that support Milfroon do. I also kind of want to cause a little chaos at the fighting ring, but that's only adjacent to my hatred of Milfroon. Well, not hatred of Milfroon, but it's just kind of like, is there anything that you'll need to do in Castinid to check in, or is there anything that we as a group should inadvertently not do so that we don't paint a target on our backs? Because I don't want a resistance target along with all the other targets I've got going on. Like a self-preservation.
Well, I mean, technically, the identity I've stolen is not a resistance identity.
Oh, that's really confusing. Can I just pretend you're Lex? Because it's a lie.
I am Lex. I am Lex.
So, like, is the other Lex just like dead or like evaporated or like sent to the Shadow Fae? Like it's never gonna come up?
I don't ask questions. I get given missions.
That's a good question to ask, though, because if like Lex is in Castinid and then you show up as Lex, we're gonna have a whole
no. Like
make sure.
Like I don't ask questions in that I don't ask what they do to the people that I take over their lives.
Oh, that's very smart. Yeah. See, I don't know why everyone's like so up in arms about this. Like, it's actually a very smart thing you're doing. You would make a great relocation specialist. I mean, really, you've got all the skills like.
Listen, the way I see it, right? The people who ask me to do this work, I believe in them. I believe in their liberation. They're the ones who helped me when I got here. The least I can do is just ask no questions, do what they need, as long as I'm not doing anything super illegal.
I mean,
Like,
we do illegal
there,
stuff
there.
all the. Well, I do illegal stuff all the time. But like,
Actually,
what's
I should
legal
tell
really?
Shaelune this. I should tell Shaelune this. Technically, there is an Inquisition wing there, so there are going to be a handful of like Inquisitors, Dark Claws.
There are Inquisitors everywhere. No, we know there are Inquisitors. I even had to like remind them about the colored armbands because like apparently I'm the only one that pays attention to that sort of thing. But it's yeah. I just wanted to make sure like we didn't get on the Resistance's bad side, and like if you need someone for Shaelune to be angry at because you need like cover and you need to go off somewhere and do something for a mission, like just implicate me. It'll be fine. She's already mad at me. She can't get any more mad at me. I mean, I'll be dead if she's any more mad at me, but then I'll be dead. And who cares? I already died once this year. It's fine. Actually, if anyone asks, I didn't die. It wasn't death. It was a feint maneuver. It was not death, and I came right back to life. It wasn't really death.
Okay. There's no resistance that I know of in Castinid. And like worst comes to worst, I tell Shaelune that I have to transform into an Inquisitor if we really run into trouble. Like they have a wing there, but like I'm hoping no.
I would like you to not have to. I'm not like as in so much as Inquisition pays attention to gnomes, which is not a whole lot. I would rather just like avoid them altogether, except for like the one that Perunyia was kind of like dating or whatever. I don't actually know what's going on with that. I would just rather avoid them. Like they're the ones that get up in my grill, and it's unfortunate. I don't care for it. They get in my way. I like
You
messing
ask
with
a
them
lot
though.
of questions.
So fun to mess with them though. Like new hymns they've never heard of, stealing stuff and putting it in someone else's chamber so like they think they've got a thief, and they're like, so much fun to mess with them. But like outside of that, not fun at all.
I can't say I've had that experience. I'm okay without, but I think we should be okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to like because we're pulling in. I hadn't done any of the recon, and I'd been all up in my feelings, and I just wanted to like make sure if something was going on that we needed to know about, that at least I was aware of it so I can redirect the group if necessary.
So, how are you doing with that? You seemed quite angry.
Oh, I'm super angry, but like there's nothing I can do about it. Shaelune is the most powerful person in the universe. And frankly, if you get on their bad side, like what am I going to do? Like I can't like they almost killed me once. It could happen again. I'm living on borrowed time anyways. I'm just going to do what I want to do because apparently nothing is good enough. So here's what it is.
I don't think I'm ready to help you unpack that yet. But if you want to just hang out, I'm okay with that.
I mean, yeah, I'll hang out. I haven't gotten a lot of chance to do art on this, I guess, trip. I'll call it a trip because I don't know what else to call it. Anything else sounds unpleasant. But like, if you ever just want to like hang out and do art, if you have like a color you've always wanted to be, and like I could help you find the perfect pigments, like I'm into that because I do a lot of like art stuff. I used to do a lot of art stuff to raise money, but now I can't raise attention to myself in that way. So like I haven't done it as much as I'd like. I'm not musically gifted. It's more like sleight of hand stuff.
So Lex is gonna return to their original form, which is like mostly like a very pale kind of like canary yellow. I really like the color yellow.
Okay. Okay. So let's pretend that I give you a really great shade of yellow for that, and I'm like, yeah, I love yellow too. The eyebrows were a choice, but the buttercup yellow skin is a family trait. Actually, I'm the only one in the family with this. Everyone else is kind of like tan brownish, kind of yellow, but like closer to like canyon wall color is how I like to express it. They hate when I say that. They don't agree with that at all. But they're not art people. I'm art people. So, but it's neat. I like yellow. The yellow version of you. Yes. I don't know. Is that okay to say the yellow version?
Yes. To be fair, I think we come in different colors. So
Yeah. It's nice. I like it. I like you very much.
thank you. I like you too. I think it's good considering we have a kid together.
Yeah, I think that helps. Although, just between you and me, I am playing that up. I mean, I do realize they are. I know people think I'm certifiable, so I get that in the frivolity of it. But like, that is, I know something weird is weird about it. Like, I am that self-aware, but like, they are
Wait.
still our child, so it's fine.
Am I not supposed to be treating them like our child?
I mean, you can. I'm like they're they're fully realized automaton with like a philosophical ideologies on their own. I'm just trying to keep them from burning down the earth. Like at the end of the day, my goal is to make sure Flemgasu doesn't get their hands on them, and the jackanapes that live in Senatu's company don't turn them evil for some recourse. Like those are my two goals for Relio Jr. is that they have enough of a moral core to know when they're being shystered and can avoid doing things that will cause harm to the planet that aren't me stabbing bad people. Or, yeah, bad people. I tend to stab bad people. We'll go with that.
I can agree with that. I was also worried about them being in the wrong hands.
Yeah, there's something I have to tell you what happened in the small town. There's some bad people in that company, and I am worried what's going to happen now that we're in a bigger city. Like, there's vigilance, but it's heightened. I am afraid for Rogelio Jr. and I haven't told anyone else that, but like, I am concerned in a few different ways. So they can take care of themselves, but I'd rather them not burn down the earth doing it, which is a possibility potentially. So
I mean, they did talk to strangers for a lullaby. I am a little bit
what's
worried about their
that?
choices.
Yeah, but why was that a choice that they made? Like, what? Talk me through that. I'd love to hear the reasoning behind that.
Me too. I don't know what led to that.
So it wasn't your idea? Because it wasn't my idea.
Definitely not my idea.
Okay, yeah. So none of that, like power plus naivete, in my experience, is not good. It has led to people trying to resurrect gods to take their power, and I'm not into it by any way, shape, or form. And so I just want Rogelio Jr. as an automaton to know when they're being taken advantage of and to put a pin in it so that they can make good choices that don't involve the earth being destroyed. At the end of the day, that's all I really want. Because if the earth is destroyed, I don't get to stab stuff, don't get to steal stuff, and there's no fun in that.
I don't know that I can agree with the stabbing, but yes.
I mean, stabbing is like, it's just fun. I didn't think I was going to make a career out of it, but I'm just good at it, So, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life, right?
I guess I've never really found something I love enough for that. Huh.
It'd be really cool if you could.
Point.
Like maybe after we like kill Flemmy, after hopefully Perunyia kills Flemmy is my hope. Like we can spend some time like finding a thing for you that you would just like love to do. That would be really super cool.
That's true. I spent a lot of my life trying not to die, and then I ended up in a mine.
And now you're here, and you're definitely gonna be fighting for your life, like because if you think that stone wasp or that wasp was the least of our problem in the bed, that was like all potatoes compared to the things that are probably coming. Lord knows, Milford knows going back to anywhere near Flanopafel was not my choice. We are way too close to old Flummy's base of power. But that's neither here nor there. That decision was way out of my hands.
Good to know. I'm making notes here.
Oh, good. I will pretend I haven't said any of them. If asked, I will lie, unless it suits me to not lie. That's part of the fun. You'll never know for sure. Sometimes I don't
Good.
even know for sure until I actually say the thing. It's probably not good. Come to think of it.
Okay. This was a talk that I'm gonna have to think about. Okay.
Because I feel like sometimes people like need headache medication after they've talked to me. I think Perunyia probably has like whatever the equivalent of aspirin in Kyalithus is. I feel like Perunyia probably has a small package of it just for Panabon themed.
I'm okay. You don't give me a headache. It's just every time I talk to you, I seem to get more concerns. Not headaches.
Thank you.
Concerns.
I guess thank you. I'm gonna say thank you for that. Because I mean that's like having an emotional reaction, so that's good, you know?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you still need help?
Oh, no, that was all pretense so we could have the conversation. Like, it would take me like 5 minutes to put the stuff away, but I just wanted to like check in about the resistance and like have a conversation and make sure going into Castinid, like we weren't being blindsided because I know we're going to be watched by like 3 different groups the second we step off the train. And like, I just needed to like mentally check the resistance angle off of the list for me, you know?
That's super fair.
Yeah.
But I do think I should tell Shaelune now about maybe that.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea because Shaylune's not a big fan of secrets. I mean, the big one, unless there's something, I don't think there could be anything bigger. But it's always good to like just be like, hey, this is what's going on. So
Just an FYI, you know?
yeah, just an FYI, just a for your information, which is what FYI means, and I totally know that, and I didn't just learn that right now.
I'm gonna go and try to find Shaelune.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna I guess Perunyia probably, if you found Rogelio, or where did you find Rogelio?
I don't know. How hard are you trying not to be found, Joey?
I'm not trying not to be found at all. I'm just kind of enjoying my space.
Well, if I found Joey enjoying the space, or Rogelio Jr. enjoying the space, I probably would let them continue to sit there in silence and be like, "You okay if I like work out over here for a little while?" And then I don't actually wait for the answer and like start doing planks.
Captive audience.
Well, do keep in mind that the last announcement was like 15 minutes till we're getting off the train, and with that, we're going to take a 10-minute break and pick up on the other end of that break. And we have returned. We left off with Panabon just opening up to Lex, and Lex taking many, many notes. Perunyia found Rogelio in the rear. And given that Rogelio doesn't really have a lot of stuff, doesn't really need to prepare to get off of the train. But the train is about to pull into the station. Perunyia, you have found Rogelio. What are you doing here?
So she got a quick, 5-minute workout in, and she's like, "Oh shoot, I gotta go get my pack." And says, "Rogelio, do you need another minute, or do you want to come with me?"
I'll meet you guys at the front when the train stops.
All right, sounds good, bro. And she jogs to her room to grab her back.
I want to clean up any sweat stains that they might have left.
Oh, there's stains.
Yeah.
The train pulls into the station. Shaelune, after you had taken, kind of started jotting some stuff down, I imagine you went back to your room to get your things?
I already packed my satchel.
Oh, so you have it with?
Yep.
Okay. All right, well, the train does pull into the station, and everyone starts to disembark.
Can I do... what do I want to do? Can I do an insight to see if I notice anyone watching people disembark? Anything of that nature?
So right off the bat, I will tell you there are people watching folks disembark. It's like an airport where people have their signs with people's names on them. People are waiting for folks that they expect to arrive. There is a lot of movement here. And so there's definitely a lot of that. If you're looking for something that seems suspicious to you, you definitely can make a, I would say probably a perception check first.
I will do a perception just in case.
And I'm gonna look for Perunyia on disembark.
Okay, so you see as you hop off the train, and before anyone else gets off, you do see that there is somebody. Now, this isn't somebody that looks suspicious, mind you. There is a young lady, impeccably dressed, with a very small hat. One of those really small hats that doesn't look like it actually rests on your head. It looks like it's has to be actually kind of clipped into your hair.
A fascinator, yeah.
Yeah, like a fascinator, with little flowers and the like on it. And she is holding a sign. And that sign says, in Draconic, The Rock, Ariet, underneath.
Well, as I'm waiting for Perunyia, I definitely don't go up to that sign because that's just nonsensical.
Yes, that as you're waiting for Perunyia, I don't imagine that you have stepped off of the train as you're looking for her.
Do we usually disembark near the dining car?
Mostly people just kind of disembark from wherever they're at.
Okay.
You can disembark from the dining car. You can exit the train from there.
I'll stand on my chair in the dining car and try to look over people to see if I can spot Perunyia.
You do not. Perunyia, you're going back to your room to get your stuff and then leave the train, right? Okay.
That's correct.
So yeah, you do not see Perunyia. Panabon, are you doing anything as you see this, or are you?
I'm just gonna wait for Perunyia and make sure no one tries to pickpocket, or if they try to and they're amusingly bad at it, just glare at them like I don't know what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of movement here. If there are pickpockets, it's so crowded. There's you don't see anyone really close to you doing anything untoward. As each of you slowly kind of gets off the train, and Perunyia, as you step off, you do see, kind of standing a little ways away, looking as people are coming off, you see the same woman holding this sign that says The Rock, Ariad.
Okay, so I exit the train, and I guess I'm waiting to see right now as a player, am I going to get immediately seen by Shaelune or not? Actually, we can roll for that.
You don't see Shaelune, but Shaelune is short, and there's a crowd of people.
So not seeing Shaelune, I will go up to Fascinator Hat Lady.
She looks, as you're approaching, she kind of takes note of you, and she smiles. points at the sign, and then as you get close, are you the Rock? Is that your name, or is that and she's speaking in Draconic, or is that that can't be your name? That's not really a name.
That's sweet. It is a name. Well, my name is Zane. I go by the Rock though in fights. But it is actually Zane.
Zane. Okay. Great. She actually like sets the sign down for a second, pulls out a little note, scribbles in it, folds that, puts it back in her pocket, and then she looks at the placard that she had. She just kind of folds it in half and just tosses it in a trash can. So I'm glad you're here. We don't have any time to waste. We've got to get you signed in. First fight is actually this afternoon for you. And we, this is all really, really last minute and strange. Like everyone was like already signed in. Everyone checked in over the weekend. And you, the first fight's today, and the fact that they're still letting you kind of get in, it's a thing. But I'm very glad you're here. Welcome.
Yes, welcome. I need to tell my traveling companions where I'm going. Can you wait here for just 1 minute?
Absolutely, but yes, do hurry. We do need to catch the SkyTrain out. So
60 seconds. And I'm gonna turn
Brilliant.
and I'm gonna look for Panabon or Lex.
I'm actually standing right next to you on the other side. I just followed you as you were
Holy
going up.
Maelstrom! Okay, Panabon, please don't do that. All right, I gotta go now. So you can go with me.
Yes.
Because I need somebody with me. But
Yeah.
like we've got to tell somebody else so nobody else panics. Maybe we don't tell anybody. Maybe we just go.
I mean, we should probably, if Shaelune is not watching, Shaelune would be very nervous about us just not being. You are very noticeable, which I love about
Then
you.
hurry up and go tell somebody, and I gotta go follow this lady.
Okay.
Meet me at the place.
Yes.
I'm gonna go sign in. It's the Battle of the Broad. Tell anybody. They'll get you there. And I go off with the lady.
She says, "Oh well, actually, just if your associate is coming with, we can wait for your associate."
I look around to see if I see Shaelune.
How long, Shaelune, are you waiting, trying to see if you see Perunyia anywhere from the dining car?
Not long, because then I'd remember who I am and send Minya outside to look for Perunyia while I make my way toward make my way up the train, because she said she was going to the back to check on Rogelio. So I've got the outside covered and the inside covered. And then I also remember once again who I am and cast message and see if I can communicate with her that way. Where are you?
Actually, no, I'll go with you right now. And I leave with the lead.
Okay. As Panabon disappears into the crowd, you turn and she's like, "Oh, well, very, very well." And she turns. You do not get the message. Let me check something really quick. And there's no way really for you to know Shaelune if she got the message.
I assume she didn't, because she didn't respond, and why else
Yes.
would she?
Yes. So I'm just saying there's not like a thing that says like, you there's no like being left on red.
On red, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So Perunyia, you take off, and we'll come back to that as the rest of you eventually disembark the train. As Minya is flying about, go ahead and give me a perception check. We're looking for a 15 here.
Just mine, or does Minya have her own?
Minya's is yours.
Okay.
So yeah. So you don't see, as Minya's like running along the top of the train, looking kind of out over the crowd, you don't see her. Um,
Okay. So being stymied in my search, I think the best place to probably find the others is to just go outside and wait for the crowd to clear a bit.
Okay. As you are starting to get off the train, you hear the voice of Nugatza call out, "Oh, Shaelune, where are you lot staying in the city?"
I think we were just gonna stay on the train. We don't have plans.
No, the train will be departing rather soon. But if you're happy to travel with me for a little bit, I can ensure that that we find you an appropriate lodging situation, one that is safe and perhaps out of a little out of the way.
Yes, give me 1 second, and I kind of like scrunch up my face, and I'm gonna send a message to each person individually until I can get someone within my range to tell them what I'm doing.
Yeah, sure. Drew, what is the message that Drew is receiving?
Nugatza, I'm gonna disembark with Nugatza to find lodging for us. I will. The train is leaving soon. Meet at the platform at sundown.
So this is the first time that Drew has gotten a message in her head from Shaelune. So the first thing she does is like jump like she's startled and yell, "Holy sassafras! What was that?"
Oh, sorry, I can do that. As I cast it again.
That's just a thing I can do.
And then out loud, she's going to say, well, do I answer back in my mind? Do I answer back out loud? Can you hear me?
You can answer back out loud, and I'll be able to hear you from a distance.
Oh, all right. I'm still on the train. I'll meet you out there shortly.
Oh, all right. I can wait for you.
All right.
And then I'll tell Nugatza. Drew's gonna come with us.
I presume that we would wait until you had gathered everybody, but that's fine as well. We will be. It will be rather a trip, but I think I heard you saying that you would meet in the evening, so that would be plenty of time for us to go.
Yeah.
And then return. So very good. Did you get a hold of everybody?
No, just Drew.
Who will be
coming with us? Yeah. I can have Minya try to find everyone. I don't know where they would be if they're not in range of the train. Maybe we'll see them out on the platform. Maybe they're just out of my range, or.
Yeah. Well, if you sent the message to everyone, then one at a time, everyone got it. I assume that you reached Drusilla and then you stopped.
No, that's why I scrunched, because I said I like one at a time. I was going to each person to see who would respond.
Okay, so each of you gets this message. What are your responses?
I'm gonna try and find Rogelio first. But I'll meet up with you wherever you are after.
Sundown platform.
Okay.
Danny, I have an important question. Would I know if my my best friend Alan that I made at the bar at the last place was somebody that was on the train and was just docked there, or did he live in that town?
You sense that he was from that town.
Okay, I was just curious. I know there's a lot of people there, so all right. Then I'm probably outside at that point looking for people, because I said once we stopped, I'd be out there looking for people.
Right.
So I'll just message back like I'm already out on the platform, like confused group chat style. But I'm like, are you out here? And I just look like I'm talking to myself.
Nugatza and I are going to the platform. We're disembarking from near the dining car right now. No, near the sleeper cars. Near our rooms. So if you meet us on the platform, you can come with Drew and Nugatza and I, or we can meet here at sundown.
So should I meet you at the dining car, or out front of the dining car, or by the sleeping rooms,
Out on the platform near the sleeping rooms.
Okay, gotcha. I'm just about there. I'll meet you there.
All right. I say to Nugatza that Rogelio is coming too.
Oh, excellent. And then Lex?
Do I see where Panabon and Perunyia went by any chance?
Give us a perception check.
I can read.
You did not see Perunyia. You do see Panabon kind of making their way towards you.
Towards me?
Generally, not like beelining to you directly, but in your direction.
I just casually wave.
Okay. But then you don't respond to Shaelune's message?
Oh, I did. I was like, I'm going to wait for Rogelio and I'll meet you back. Unless she told me that found Rogelio.
Now that I know Rogelio's coming, I'll send one back to Lex and be like, Rogelio is coming to the platform near the sleeper cars to meet with me and walk with me and Drew and Nugatza.
Oh, okay. I think I see Panabon, so I'll grab Panabon. Maybe.
Okay. I only cast it if I expect a response for something, so I just don't cast it.
So Panabon, you don't get the message, and you arrive, and you see Lex.
Okay. I look at Lex and I go, okay, so I am going to follow Zane because Zane has things to do. So let's let Lampira know that we're running an errand and we'll work it out later. Yes, because this is about the thing that Shaelune doesn't know about and is probably going to be angry about.
Okay.
Yes, no pressure. You'll do great. And then I scamper off into the night.
I'm going to briskly make it to where they told me to meet as soon as I can.
Okay.
Avoid eye contact.
All right. So with that, really quick from Panabon, give me... I'm going to say you can give me a survival check, but we're going to use... Nope. Yeah, give us a survival check.
Oh, why is it always wisdom? I really got to up this wisdom at some point.
Okay. I was giving you a bonus because of being in the city, and cities are kind of like a thing that Panabon is good at navigating through. So the idea being here is you heard SkyTrain, and so you're like, okay, when you get back and you don't see them there, you're like, they must have went off to the SkyTrain, and so you try to go follow them. And you do actually manage to catch up as Perunyia. She takes you kind of down. There is a lot going on here. So the train station in Gialudi, there was a large platform area, but there was just like the one train. And so there's a lot of people there, but they were like involved with this one train. Ariad, like that place, it wasn't even expecting traffic yet to stop there. It was like still in the process of being built up. And so when the train stopped, like there was, it was like mostly like a hard packed dirt area that everyone was kind of disembarking. Here, this is a full on train station linked up with a public transportation system as well. So there's a lot of people here, a lot of movement. There's another train actually already kind of over on another side. And then she takes you up some stairs to a walkway that then walks over everybody to another station. And you can see tracks that are elevated from the ground. and you can see kind of in the distance, there's a small train approaching. And she walks up to a ticket counter. She quickly passes. She turns back to you. Do you know if your associate is still coming?
Oh yes, I'm sure they're just behind us.
Oh, very well. And then she turns back. She gets 3 tickets, and then she says, "Well, we might as well just wait for him here then." Anyway, they. Very well. They. Excellent. Thank you. And well, how was your trip?
Lovely. Yes, I mean, getting into the mountains this time of year, wonderful sight.
Yes, it is warming up. It does get quite cold through the winter and most of the spring, but it is good to see that we are starting to get into summer, and the snow line is rising, and the trees are starting to bloom, and it is a wonderful time of the year to be in Castinid, I will say. And at about this point, Panabon is running up. Oh, very good. And she hands you a ticket. Hands Panabon a ticket.
Thank you. My name is Igneous.
Igneous.
We have a whole theme. It's a brand. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of life.
I see. Well, very well. Come with me then. And with that, she walks. She actually lets the first train pass, and then as the second one approaches, she ushers you onto that train. And then as you take off on that, this is very similar to like if the CTA or the Metro in DC or whatever were like super clean and super brand new, and easy to see out the window either side, and like higher up, so you can actually like look down into the city as you go past. So any like transportation system within a large city that has a rail system that is elevated. And she says, have you been to Castinid before?
No, I confess this is my first time, but my companion here is very well traveled.
Oh, well traveled, but more in the south. So this is quite a delight. I enjoy the heights. I'm a big heights person. So
Indeed. Well, you disembarked the train at the west gate, and right now we are over Silver Garden, where many of the very large tech companies have a variety of headquarters and the like. And we are heading into Coldcrest, which is sort of a secondary hub for technology and tech companies, along with other neighborhoods and such. And there we will be going to a local boxing club where everyone has been signing up, and we'll get you signed up right away. And with that, you can almost see like a delineation as you go from the station to over the city wall, and how everything is sort of like larger and a little bit more spacious, where she says you're in the Silver Garden, and then as you move over into what she calls Coldcrest, everything kind of is a little more packed together. Meanwhile, back at the platform, the rest of you have gathered together. Very well. Let us go. We will be taking the SkyTrain up to the University of Castinid. I'll need to check in, take care of a few things. You're, of course, welcome to come with me onto the campus and maybe even explore around a little bit. There are a couple of things that I believe you'll be interested in, Shaelune. You said that there were some specific things that you had in your possession. We do have a very good sort of a divination department that can actually look into both the use of items and also delve into the history if you're interested in in seeing some of that.
Yes.
And yes, and once everything is good, and I've checked back in to the university, and we can just make our way into the city and find you someplace to stay for the short period of time I'm sure that you're going to be in Castinid. But at least it should be safe and comfortable.
Thank you. That sounds
Yes.
fun.
Indeed. And so with that, a lot of you, same sort of process. You go up the stairs and find a platform where you board one of the sky trains that then takes you where Perunya's train had turned to the right and off kind of to the southern part of the city. Yours continues to the north. And Nugatza just kind of looks out and points down. So Starike main headquarters is right there. I think it's that building. And he points down at one of the buildings as you're going over, according to the city map that's on the SkyTrain, you are going over Silver Gardens. And then the center of all governance, of course, is ahead there in sunny Park. And the university campus is in Sunny Park, of course. So that is where we'll be headed. And you see ahead, like where he's pointing, there's a lot of space there. There's several very large buildings. They have that sense of governance, government buildings and the like. We have several embassies there, several of the various dignitaries that represent the nations of Ireland, and of course, the university itself. So the ride on the SkyTrain probably takes about half an hour before you finally get to the stop that lists the Grand University of Castinid. And as you disembark from that train there, and as Perunyia and Panabon disembark with their guide in Coldcrest, we'll go ahead and break for the evening and pick up next week. So for those who joined us tonight, thank you very much. Once again, it is always a pleasure to watch this cast just kind of role play and discuss and talk. I'm always super enthused to just be here hanging out with them on a Sunday night. And we will pick up next week. Is there any parting announcements we want to make?
Check out the 2 Kickstarters, please. remalturnus.com/soap and kickstarter.com/projects/CGL/Shadowrun-Edge-Zone. I'll put it in the chat.
That was a lot. Did they not want to do like a simple?
You have to do it under your own website, and they're not organized enough to.
No, I get it. I'm quite familiar with the CGL website nanigans. So go check out those Kickstarters. A lot of fun, and we'll see everybody back here again next week, like clockwork.
Good night, North America.
I'm not done typing. Hold on. Alternus.com.
Also, check out.
Quick, everyone's leaving. Everyone's leaving.
Our regular stream of shows.
We're here.
If you're not,
we're here. We're here Sunday, or we're here Sundays with this. Monday night is Dresden Files, Paranormal Albany. Tuesday is Shadowrun 5th Edition Chicago Missions. Wednesday is Shadowrun 6th Edition Denver. Thursday, we're on Gen Con TV. Instead of our channel, we're on twitch.tv/Gen Con TV with yet more Shadowrun and an interview show. Friday, John has... Do we have anything this Friday, John?
No, it's the 2nd and 4th, and so we're taking the 7th off.
Okay.
So,
what's the next one?
The next one on the 14th will be the second trivia night.
Ooh.
And you can come and try to beat Chris's high score currently of 35 points. At 50 points, he will advance to level 2, which will give him a spell that he can cast upon the other players. And it's going to be an animation theme. So that'll be film, TV, and good times, generally for all. And that'll be on the 14th.
And then Saturday mornings, we usually have Descent into Avernus, but they are off until October. So they'll be back in a couple weeks. But that's it. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.